Hey everyone, good morning, or good whenever you're watching this. It's a gorgeous summer morning, and I'm stoked to walk through what's happening with AI in audio and film post-production. Welcome everyone, whether you are catching this live or on replay. We are going to hang out, look at some tools, and talk real workflows today. I'll share a few practical ideas for creators who want to work smarter, not harder. Quick intro. I've been in audio post for a long time, since around the mid-2000s professionally. I've lived both in big facilities and in more scrappy setups over the years. I do a lot of Pro Tools work, but I'm comfortable in Resolve and other suites too. So I'm not some kid spouting hype. I've sat in the booths and fixed nightmare tracks at 3 a.m. I've also shipped projects where the audio had to be beautiful and believable. With that background, I want to talk about what AI actually is for both audio and video creators. First, a quick definition. AI in our world mostly means machine learning models and signal processing algorithms. These tools automate tasks that humans used to do manually. Practically, it's software that learns patterns like voices, noise, reverb tails, and EQ curves. It then applies processing that once required a lot of human time. GPUs do a ton of the heavy lifting behind the scenes, but at heart, it's just another tool humans build to offload repetitive, technical labor. It's the same impulse that led to carts, washing machines, and linear faders. So where is AI already used in audio post-production? The most obvious place is dialogue cleanup. That's because clean dialogue is both insanely hard to achieve and incredibly valuable. Everyone can slap an effect into a timeline, but making a line read seamless and natural is real craft. AI tools are getting very good at isolating a voice from background noise and reducing reverb artifacts. You'll hear names like Wave's Clarity VX, Hush Pro, Acon Digital's Dialogue Extract, and Accentize's DX Revive often. These options range in price, usually falling in the $100 to $300 window. Each of these tools has unique trade-offs you should be aware of. Hush, the one that separates voice, reverb, and noise, is a favorite for giving mixers more control. This control lets you dial back reverb while keeping the natural character by blending sources. I find Acon Digital often feels cleaner and less rubbery when compared to some competitors. Meanwhile, other tools might impart a subtle sonic signature that's audible if you listen closely. Wave sells a lot of options and tends to aggressively price and promote their plugins. That promotion is great if you are looking for a more budget-friendly approach to your toolkit. Standalone cloud and offline tools represent another big category in this space. Lay-on-style stem splitters and services can separate vocals from instruments effectively. These are incredibly useful when you need to pull speech from a single mic performance. Adobe Podcasts Enhance is a one-click cleanup service that can honestly work wonders sometimes. It's a bit of a wild card because it can change the character of a voice during processing. I often use it as an extra layer blended back into the original to keep the human tone intact. We absolutely cannot talk about AI without mentioning the subject of voice cloning and generative TTS. Tools like 11 Labs can create very convincing synthetic voice tracks from just a few seconds of reference audio. That capability is incredible for producers who need a line changed after picture lock without re-recording. It's fast, and when trained properly, shockingly natural, even including mic character if the training material reflects it. But big caveats exist around legal and ethical issues that you must address. You must always use explicit permission and carefully check your contracts before proceeding. Do not fabricate documentary testimony or put words in people's mouths. There's a dark side here, and we all have to be very careful with this technology. Here are a few practical workflow notes I want to emphasize, because they trip up a lot of folks. These AI tools are often very CPU heavy and can slow down your system. Most of them are better used as offline processors, render and commit, rather than live inserts. Trying to use them live will likely get you latency spikes and inconsistent behavior every time you hit play. Also, you must dial them in clip by clip for the best results. Blanket processing an entire session will almost always give you robotic results across the board. The best results are surgical. Isolate the noisy passage, apply a modest setting, and then render. After rendering, blend it back with the dirty track to maintain realism. Another cool use case that has changed my life on certain documentary gigs involves stem separation in spot situations. I had an interview where the subject played guitar and talked with just one mic on set. We wanted to bring up the dialogues while keeping the instrument sounding natural and present. With good stem splitting, I pulled a nearly clean vocal and the guitar separately for individual EQ work. The producer couldn't even believe it was a one mic source after the processing was applied. Some bleed is inevitable, but you can get results that would have been impossible just a few years ago. Now, a quick word about sound design. AI has not fully replaced creative sound editing yet. Finding the perfect footstep sample, syncing it to picture, and layering subtle textures are still human arts. There are AI-generated SFX tools emerging, but the intuitive, creative decision-making is still primarily human work for now. So what does all this mean for creators wanting to chop long-form content into snackable clips? That's where a specialized repurposing tool becomes ridiculously useful for scaling your output. I'm not saying other tools don't solve parts of the puzzle. Many of them certainly do. But there are some crucial gaps in the workflow that need addressing. Tools focused only on audio cleanup don't help you find the best moments in hours of footage. You still sit there scrubbing and hunting for that one 30-second nugget. That is time-consuming and boring. Some services will auto-master or enhance audio, but they don't handle scheduling or publishing for you. You get a cleaned file, and then you are back to manual posting across all your channels. Other clip generators might pick moments based on loudness or simple markers, but they miss context. The real viral hooks need emotional beats, punchlines, or quotable lines to connect with an audience. A specialized platform sits in that sweet spot by automatically finding the viral moments from long videos. This turns your long content into platform-ready short clips, saving you hours of scrubbing and guessing. The auto-schedule feature is also a game changer. Set your cadence, and the AI will queue and post for you. For creators who want to be consistent without manual posting, that automation is huge. And the centralized content calendar ensures you don't lose track of what's going live and when. Compared to tools that only do one thing, this platform bundles the entire creative repurposing workflow. You still want to run those dialogue cleaning tools like iZotope RX or Acon when needed. The difference is this system helps turn that cleaned content into reachable formats quickly. It's not trying to be a universal audio cleaner or a voice cloner. Instead, it complements them. Think of it as the essential bridge between your long-form production and social distribution. Here are a few practical tips if you are integrating AI into your pipeline moving forward. 1. Keep your ethics front and center, especially when using generative voices. 2. Use AI where it's strongest. Dialogue isolation, targeted denoising, and stem separation are perfect examples. Treat everything else as creative augmentation, not as a full replacement for your craft. 3. Render and commit. Using AI plugins as offline processors to keep iterations trackable. 4. Blend. Often the most natural result is a mix of the original and the processed audio. Don't nuke the noise so hard that the voice becomes plastic or unnatural sounding. 5. Leverage specialized tools to scale your long-form content across all your social channels. These tools will find clips you'd miss and keep your channels active via auto-scheduling. To wrap up, yes, AI is a little scary because it automates work that used to make us indispensable. But it is also a huge opportunity for growth and efficiency in your production. If you embrace the right tools thoughtfully, you can free time for creative work instead of repetitive drudgery. That's the win. Spend more time designing sound, telling stories, and polishing performances. Spend less time doing tedious clip hunting or manual social posting from now on. If you're curious for a practical next step, try a stem split on a tricky single mic interview. Run a focused pass on a noisy line, then drop that clip into a repurposing tool to auto-generate a highlight. You will quickly see how all these powerful pieces fit together in a modern pipeline. All right, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I'll keep testing new plugins and services, and I'm planning deeper edited tutorials soon. These future videos will show step-by-step workflows for responsible voice cloning and stem separation. Until then, be curious, be ethical, and let AI do the boring stuff so you can make better art.